Am I insane? Is this a bad idea? Everyone always stares at me like I'm crazy. Maybe they're right. But my only way of really dealing with stress in my life has been running. My doctor says I shouldn't run while pregnant. But she spit that out as a rote answer when I asked, so I plain out don't believe her. I told her I was a vegetarian, and all she said was to make sure I wash my lettuce well. Please, as if that's the only thing I could possibly eat as a vegetarian. I don't know. Her whole attitude on prenatal care was pretty surreal in my opinion. Their attitude on the subject of running is rather outdated. In my world, it's common for women to keep running when pregnant, so I'm still running. But what if they're right? What if the placenta dislodges and I lose the baby? Or what if I fall or something? What an asshole would I be then? But still, I think I'm doing way more good than harm by running. My name is Nicole. I was born and raised in the Bronx, New York, up until the age of about 11. When I was 19, I moved to Chicago and ended up staying there for 8 years. When I was 26, Bush was in full swing. With the bombing of Baghdad and what seemed to me to be pure bullshit everywhere, I decided that I had to get out. I decided to move to Mexico. I only had $500 and some mediocre Spanish, but I quit my job, I packed all my shit, bought a plane ticket, and ended up in Mexico City. I had no idea where I was going to live or work. In the end, I found a job, working illegally, of course, because that was the only way to do it. Now I know what illegals feel like in the States. We erroneously think that Mexico is easy and American-friendly as far as working goes, but that's not true. Even after I married my husband, getting a residence visa was near impossible. Anyway, I preferred all that to the States, and I haven't looked back since. I met my husband in Mexico City, and we got married in 2005. We began traveling to Spain on and off and decided we wanted to move here to Barcelona, again, illegally. But this time it was easier because there were two of us. We decided neither the States nor Mexico was really an option for us anymore. Too much bad stuff going on in both countries. We were lucky, and a new law was passed, allowing my husband to get his dual nationality last year. And so we decided to actually make the move on December 31st. Finally, legally. It was rather symbolic. We talked and decided we wanted to go ahead and start trying to have kids. They say it takes a long time if you've been taking the pill for a while, so after about a month here, that's what we did. I went off the pill and we started trying. But what do you know? I got pregnant on the first try. So I guess all that about it taking a while isn't necessarily true. I wonder who makes all this crap up. We were super happy, of course. It was a really exciting moment. Looking at the little pea stick with the 2 pink lines on it, it was crazy. I thought I might pass out from giddiness. It was surreal. On the other hand, I panicked, because neither of us had a job at the time, and looking for work while pregnant can be tricky here. We even considered moving to some small beach town so as not to pay so much for rent. I realized later that that was an insane idea. I didn't move to Spain to bum around on the beach with a baby. I moved here to live in Barcelona, to get a job, to integrate, and to raise a family. And that means being a working mom, an urban mom, not a let's just hang out and see what happens mom. After 3 months, I finally got a job here as a translator/administrative assistant. I was lucky because they took the whole pregnant thing in stride. It doesn't seem like it'll be a problem. It's not like I could have hid it for much longer anyway. I look like a worm that swallowed a big-ass pea. It's funny, they only speak to me in Catalan at my job, and I answer them in Spanish. I should really try to practice my Catalan. It's a good opportunity to do so. I don't know what the hell I'm so afraid of. I guess I'm still just embarrassed of sounding like an idiot. The same thing happened when I was picking up Spanish. I got over it eventually, though. My job is only part-time, though, for now. I'm hoping that when my temporary contract is up, they'll hire me on full-time, especially with the baby coming and all. If not, I have no idea what the hell we're gonna do. I need a full-time job, like yesterday. It's a thought I usually try to push away, because it's too much stress, and that isn't really good for the baby. My husband still doesn't have a job. I guess he never really has, since he says he's a tactical curator. I say he's a freelance producer. He has a lot of projects in the works, but nothing is really panning out yet. When there's work, there's a lot of money, so that's good. But when there isn't, well, that's the difficult and extremely stressful part of having a freelancing husband. I respect his decision not to work for the man and all that crap, but still, with the baby coming, I would be happy if he just got any old job soon. I think my mothering instincts are in full swing. The anxiety about money is relentless. It never used to be like that. But like I said, I try to push those thoughts away because the stress isn't good for the baby. I'm really happy that I got pregnant here as opposed to in the States, or even Mexico for that matter. Here everything is free. In the States, I would have already racked up a bajillion dollars in doctor's fees, etc. And in Mexico, it's cheaper, but still, you have to pay in the end. I mean, look at my parents. My dad was working at a casino in Nevada for almost 20 years, and they fired him over a time clock discrepancy. He just didn't understand how it worked is all. It was a new system, and he was used to the old one. So they fired him. And he lost his house because he couldn't pay the mortgage. The funny thing is that while at night he was dealing cards, during the day he was a Baptist minister for a mining ghost town called Chloride. All in all, he thinks God will save him and deliver him from all his problems. At least he doesn't stress too much about it, I guess. My mom is sick, mostly in the head, but also physically. She has lots of problems and can't really live alone anymore, but she's so far away there isn't much I can do. I want to bring her here, but I don't know if she's up for it, or if that's even an option, legally speaking. So much for the American dream, huh? It's more like the American nightmare at this point, at least with my family. I have a great relationship with my husband, but I'm terrified that having this baby might somehow upset the balance we have. Actually, I know it will. I guess I'm just afraid that our relationship will suffer, and I don't want that. Maybe I've read too many negative New York Times articles about how having children can really wreak havoc on a relationship. I don't know. I hate fighting when I'm not on my turf. And I haven't been on my turf in almost 10 years. I don't even know what my turf is anymore, actually. But it's harder when the ball is never in your court, culturally speaking. I'm always at a disadvantage. I just really hope we can keep it together. The whole social network phenomena helps me feel a bit more connected to my peeps, wherever they are. I can keep in touch with everyone in my life in such an easy way. I post my baby bump pics online and everyone can see them. It definitely helps me feel less alone in the whole baby mommy situation. I'm thrilled that we're making a little human and that I get to share that with someone I love. I feel like I need to be more positive and just buck up. I guess I don't really have a choice. Like they say here in Spain, es lo que hay. But then there's the ever-existent fear of being a bad mother. Dropping the baby on its head. What if I put the diaper on wrong or get shampoo in its eyes? And then the later things like puberty, drug use, drunk driving, and God only knows what else. All of it is terrifying. I know I need to take shit as it comes, but still, it's hard not to think about. I think there's a saying that goes something like, what kind of a world are we leaving to our children? But I've seen some pretty horrible human beings out there. So I guess I'm more worried about what kind of children are we leaving to the world. I just hope we don't fuck it up.